Hello and welcome to AFK Sidequest. I'm your host, Rob Thursland. Joining me today in this adventure and inebriation, I have Luke Chu and Maddie Cunningham. So Maddie, what have you brought for us today?
Well, Rob, I have brought today a drinking game. So we're going to be exploring a dungeon. We are all fighting against each other. We have to collect each other's keys, so then we can go on to fight dragons and win the game.
Okay.
The dungeon itself will be made out of beer maps, which is really cool, and we will actually be playing as our drink.
Oh, so this is my life.
This is your life. Your life total is a full drink.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yes, it does. So if you take any damage during the game, you'll be drinking your life away. There are special tools so you can start refilling your drink or swapping and changing things around. The dungeon will move as we start building the game. It will be the same size, but you have a beer mat card on your turn. You insert it in and move everything up. So you can screw over people by not letting them get to where they need to go.
Oh,
because
you can
people need to travel around.
And if you see somebody who you know where they need to move, you just go, let's not do that.
Yes, because you can kind of figure out where people will have to go, because you have to go in a straight line.
Yeah.
And if you hit a corner or dead end, you have to turn. But instead of actually using a dice, you actually have a specialized beer mat.
Right.
So you have to have the beer mat on the edge of the table.
Okay.
It has little symbols on correlating to numbers. You have to flip the beer mat, catch it wherever your finger lands.
I am going to be so shit at
Yes,
this.
yes, you are. The worst bit is if you start getting bonuses by beating creatures and get better at fighting, you stack 2 beer mats. And you have to catch both of them.
Oh no.
And if you catch both of them, you get the +1 bonus. Alternatively, if we do suck ass at this, we can just use a d6 instead. But that kind of takes a bit of the joy out. So the actual aim of the game is we have to collect each other's keys.
Yep.
I start with my colour key, you start with your colour key. I have to go to your starting mat, which, as we're moving around, will move around and it'll be really hard to get to because you can only go in one direction, then you can choose which way you go. And then after you've got all 3 keys, you can choose to go fight the final dragon. If you like. You probably won't be able to beat it. You have to go around fighting other smaller creatures to get the stacks.
So you get that +1 and then
so
you might be able to...
I think you have to roll a 9 to beat the dragon.
So you level up
Yes.
as it
So
goes along.
you'll need at least 3 bonuses and to roll a 6 to win
What
the game.
happens when you die?
So if you do die, you're out of the game and all of your loot gets dropped.
Oh, okay.
So any of your bonuses, if you hover around someone when they're nearly dead,
then you might be able just to swim and
Hover around. Like, oh, hey, I see you've
It's like, what?
drunk a lot of your drink there.
So there are several different interactions you can do. You can fight other players. There are several different special abilities you can get as well. And the way you get those is you have to bet against other players.
Okay.
Right.
So you say, I'll buy this drink refresh for 2 fingers. Then you can go, I'll do 3 fingers. So even if I lost,
You
I
still
will have
lose that
drunk.
amount of drink. Oh, okay.
With that very swift rules explanation out of the way, we're going to go and give this game a try. We'll be right back with you to tell what we thought if we're not all drunk. And we're back. Spoilers, I'm not drunk, I'm teetotal. It was never going to happen, really. Which is part of the issue. I don't think this game really was for me.
I had a great time with this. As a drinking game itself, if you play it on easy mode, it kind of gets a little bit slow. But if you play it on some of the advanced difficulties, you can really get, drunk with it. So as a drink game itself, it works. It's a drinking game. As a game in its own, if you just play it as a beginner, you can get a bit competitive as well.
Yeah.
Because of the beer mat ability, you can kind of strategize on how to dick someone over. And it's going to get to a point where you're going to have to kill someone.
Yeah.
Because the way you have to shuffle the deck. Once it's there, you've got a few dungeons. If there's not enough enemies to fight in order to build you up to beat the dragon,
Then you have to kill
go for other
people.
people. So it gets really competitive really
Yeah.
quickly. And that competitive will get you drunk.
The one issue I did have with it, I know they have said this isn't a game to get you drunk. So because you were able to have a bit of a monopoly on the Rejuvenate card, you got through about 3 times more alcohol than the rest of us.
Yeah, I did.
Because the rest of us had 1 drink. I was wondering, possibly for medium difficulty, it might be better, or something I might do next time, is you can still flip as many times as you want and
But
get
every
the result.
time you miss,
You do a finger?
you do a drink.
Because that might speed it up a little bit as well, because I think
Yeah.
ours took a little bit longer than the recommended playtime.
Yeah.
But that's because we were chatting and
Also,
drinking.
I could just hold on to that Rejuvenate card for what I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you should make spells be automatic. So whenever you win it, it has to be used in that same breath.
Because after you've used it, you have a full drink to do another bet with.
That's the one thing I thought was a little bit I can't really look. It's not quite a board game, nor is it quite a drinking game. I felt like is it has the rules of both, and I just don't think either of them really matched up to what it wants to do well enough.
Didn't you feel like the consequence was there because you wasn't drinking alcohol? So
Well,
it
that
wasn't
was
like, oh,
part
I'm
of
going to
it.
need to drink
It's
all of this now.
it's
It's
like,
more
oh.
like, oh, I have to drink the rest of my glass
no,
of
I'll
Coke.
drink this
Two
whole
It's a shame.
2 whole swigs of water.
Oh, well, you know. I mean, if you're like full of water at some point, you might need to
Then
pee.
that might
So,
be-
if it was like a pee penalty, even possibly.
Yeah.
I do love the look of the game. I love the fact that it's all on beer mats and that you play with your actual glass.
Oh yeah, that I thought was a really
cool.
cool idea. Like I loved the design of it in that sense. Like it's just the fact that the mechanics just does not suit something.
Yeah, I
like
just
me.
wish there were maybe slightly different modes as casual or harder, but without
Yeah, but if you
without
can't
the hard
catch a
mode.
beer mat, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
So that's good, because if you're doing like a big party game, you could have like teams of 2 where like if they just fuck up enough, that means they're out, and then you do it again.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you had like a big group, that's how you could turn it into like a big party game.
Yeah.
In a sense. I feel like the game's kind of gone a little bit too long for a drink game in itself, because it feels like more like a nightly activity than it does like a quick drinking game. Because whenever people do party drinking games, they kind of just want something that can be over in about half an hour. Because
Oh yeah, because the aim is to drink as much as you can in
during
that short
parties,
time.
you drink in a small amount, and then sometimes people go off and they have nights out and stuff. But also some people sort of arrive later on, so it's one of those ones where it's a drinking game, but you're sitting a night for it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's like a immediate drinking party game.
So bizarrely enough, I noticed that this game is listed for being ages 14 plus.
Yeah, I guess they could do what you did and drink with Coke or water.
Yeah, but I wouldn't ever imagine enjoying that.
No, neither would I particularly. I wouldn't really recommend this for kids, unless they want to play with soft drinks.
Well, maybe it's there because it's got nothing in it which makes it 18 plus, so you might as well put it as low as you can so it appeals to enough people.
Yeah.
You can have like a normal game with it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it doesn't have the consequence of alcohol in it.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the game is incomplete without the alcohol. Because obviously I've made clear this isn't really a game for me, so I don't feel like I could fairly say what needs improving. Because it's the kind of thing, it's too different to the kind of thing I'd play to say, like, make it better for people who don't drink isn't really an improvement in their eyes. That's not what the product was for. So is there anything else that you two would change? I know you mentioned you would maybe change so you'd have a normal difficulty.
Yeah, I'd make a more intermediary difficulties where you're going to get a little bit more drunk,
Yeah.
but not paralytic like the final one will.
Yeah.
I would add more event cards, so dungeons have more abilities to like level up.
Yeah.
There was a few like dungeons, but they were like 8 plus you needed to beat. And it was like only like 3 or 4 during our games. I feel they could do with like a few more added in, so you know there's a lot, not a lot quicker, but you could get more powerful a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're more in like an encounter dungeon rather than it is maneuvering a lot.
Yeah, if I remember by the time we were getting close to the end of our game, it was thinking, should we spend rounds and rounds trying to get this bonus that's over the other side? Because things can change so much, or should you just go try your luck with the dragon?
Yeah. So
not
I feel
multiple
if you could level up quicker to fight the dragon,
Then that would probably be better.
yeah. And also it would be more of a race rather towards it rather than it's just sort of like small fights.
Yeah, yeah.
So a little bit of the pacing could be adjusted, but other than that, though, I had a great time with it.
Yeah, it's a really fun game. I'm definitely going to play it again.
Like, it's very creative.
Yeah.
I liked the style of it. The fact it's on BMAT is very well produced.
Yeah, yeah.
It did well on its Kickstarter.
Yeah, it's got a cute little box as
It's
well.
already like funded and is out there.
So I say the design and aesthetic of it is perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I can't fault it. It's really cleverly done.
So we had a suggestion from one of our friends that played it. You could maybe put a shot on the monster cards. So if you want to actually take the dive and be the first person to fight this monster,
Then you have
you'd
to knock that one
actually
back
do
and
the
then you
shot.
actually, oh boy.
So that could be an interesting way to add to it. There's a lot of things you could add to this game to make it the right level of drinking for you.
Yeah, well, it's easily customizable, really,
Yeah, because
isn't
like
it?
the base game's really good for a casual drink, and you can just start building it up from there, really.
So if I wanted to buy my own copy of Drunkgeon, how much would it cost me?
Well, you can buy it from their website for £25.
Let's say 25 quid for a decent box and a load of custom-made beer mats. That's not bad, actually.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I'd spend 25 quid.
There's only one issue I really thought of with the whole beer mat thing and using them to drink. That's going to be a whole box that's just going to smell of stale beer eventually.
Yes, eventually I'm sure it will.
Ooh.
I mean, if you want authenticity, then
Yeah.
there you go.
That's very true.
It tells a story. It's
I would
fine.
like to see a board game cafe where they do have like all of the mats just as these Drunkgeon.
Yeah,
types.
that'd be
that'd be
cool.
cool.
You know,
That's
that's
a
a
smart idea.
nice little thing we could do.
So the player count is 1 to 4 for this base set.
Yeah.
If you actually wanted to, you could buy 2 sets and combine it into an 8-person game.
Oh, okay,
So you just
a
have
bigger board
2
and
lots of Drunkgeons together.
Mega board.
Mega
that's
board.
gonna be so fucking
That's going to be hell
complicated.
trying to slide 8
Oh,
beer mats across.
God. Like, by that point, you're probably better off just taking them all and individually
Yeah, you
moving them,
probably
wouldn't
are.
you? We hope you've enjoyed this very boozy episode of AFK Sidequest. If you've managed to pace yourself to the end, then please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Click the notification bell, and you'll see more craft content from us in the very near future. If you want to buy your very own copy of Drunkgeon, then follow the link in the description. It'll take you to their website, where you can get your very own copy and any Drunkgeon merch you want. Thanks again for joining us. We hope you enjoyed yourselves. I'm Rob Fesland. Goodbye.